Welcome back to Terror by the Bay. I'm David. Well, the vote happened today and Santos is out. 311 to 114. Bye-bye, Felicia. And just looking at this article, there's a rep named Max Miller, who's a Republican from Ohio, that he learned earlier this year that the Santos campaign had charged his personal credit card as well as his mother's personal credit card for contribution amounts that exceeded the FEC limits. And neither he nor his mother were aware of those charges. So not only is this the dude ripping off donors, he's ripping off other congressmen too. Oh, I imagine who donated to him, but still, no wonder this guy, it took a super majority, 2/3 majority, had to have like 280, 290 votes to remove him out of the 435, and he had 311. Oh, Santos. We're not going to get too many more readings on him. The drama's over. But believe me, when the federal cases come up, we'll be reading on those. And we'll see if he's actually in the country or if he tries to flee on that or not. Entertainment purposes only. Tell me about the energy around the Santos vote today. He was ready. He was waiting for it to happen. He knew this day was coming. Well, he certainly did as of last Friday when he went on X or Twitter and just trashed his colleagues for 3 hours, not taking an ounce or an iota of personal responsibility for it, just blaming everybody and everything around him. So he knew this day was coming. And so the Four of Wands, on the positive high energy, it's the wedding card. It's welcoming into the family, welcoming to the gathering. But on low energy, it's don't let the door hit you on the butt on the way out. And that is exactly what just happened. He was waiting for it, and that happened. And it happened quickly. Basically within a day, this was done. And it's all over. It's all over the newspapers and the media and social media and stuff like that. So there's no quietly sneaking out for him. Just like Trump, he's a sociopath. He's a narcissist. And everything has to be, drama. In the past, we have the Knight of Wands. To me, this is for two cards. These are the deliberate acts of George Santos, lying to the Republican Party, lying to his constituents, lying to the donors, and then proceeding with all the felonies and fraud that he committed. But this is also the committee, the ethics committee, doing their due diligence. Remember, when this thing got kicked over to the ethics committee in like the May-June timeframe, I think the majority of us were like, they just buried this. They tried to expel him then, and they just buried this thing in committee. And it just seemed like the Republicans weren't taking this seriously. And when I did the reading at the time, it seemed to indicate the committee was going to come up with something, which to me was stunning. And even when, the vote was coming up for the budget, they decided to wait till after the budget to release their findings. And then their findings were just a report that wasn't going to recommend expulsion, which was disappointing. But then when the report came out, holy smokes, was it scathing. So that reading back in the May-June timeframe was accurate. They were going to take their job seriously and did. Okay. Current situation is Ace of Cups. It's kind of a relief, an emotional relief, because it's like we found a bottom, guys. We found a place where there's accountability. Now, there might be accountability on the Republican side because he ripped off wealthy people. The Bernie Madoff mantra. You can rip anybody off that you want to as long as they're not wealthy. Rip off the wealthy people. Bummer for you. And again, Santos is a drama queen. He left without comment, at least from the CNN videos I was hearing. I'm sure you will hear about him from social media soon enough. He had his outburst over the weekend. But, there's a lot of strong feelings about George Santos. And to the point where, you had 2/3 of the House vote to expel him, and he's not a Confederate soldier and he hasn't been convicted of a felony, just lets you know that Even the politicians found him slimy. And how bad is that when the politicians find you too slimy to want to deal with? He's a falling star. It's, he was a Republican who flipped a Democratic district, one that even voted for Biden, and his star has fallen. He had all the opportunity to be an up-and-coming rising star, but that star is gone. He was just corrupt beyond belief. And now it's up to, the Department of Justice and such to carry on with their investigations on it. Ooh, this also could be him being a star witness against others. So in his emotional state where he's going to, just like Trump, seek revenge, he will probably try and turn state's witness and work with the Department of Justice on that. But, again, in the end of the day, his career is over. He's a habitual liar. So unless he has documented proof on anything that he tries to do a plea deal with, if he doesn't have the receipts, it's not going to matter. In the end of the day, his reign as a politician is over, and his fall is spectacular and for everybody to see. We'll find out what happens with him next, but I want to keep this a short reading here. Well, we can ask. Because, I giggle. But it's like, I giggle because it's going to be fun to try and predict what he's going to do next. It's hard to picture a scenario where he pulls a Four of Swords or Eight of Cups or something like that, where he just quietly leaves the building. He already burned the bridges over the weekend. All right, so let's see what's next for Santos. Again, I did a previous reading earlier this week or late last week. I think it was earlier this week. And it looked like he was going to try and cut a plea deal. So let's see. What's next for Santos? Or let's see. How's he feeling right now? And then we'll ask what's next for Santos. Page of Pentacles. There's the disappointment and the betrayal. Yeah, he's going to come. He's offering something here. He's going to offer what he knows. He's going to offer what he knows to somebody. There's that star card. Being a star witness to the Empress. He's gonna. Remember I mentioned something about Elise Stefanik. I think that he's gonna offer up. He's gonna talk about money because Elise Stefanik vouched for him and the money. He feels it's an absolute betrayal, and I think he's going to be a star witness, and he's going to talk and name names. So how's he feeling? He feels like, basically he feels like he's been betrayed. That Elise Stefanik was supposed to protect him, and she didn't do that. And he knows too much, and he can be a star witness on some cases because he knows too much. So what's his next step? Get this thing shuffled. Hey, that's how my head's cut off. I'll squint down like this. Or I'll just move the laptop up a little bit more. How about that? Okay, so what's next? What's George going to do next? Doesn't this feel like a big relief? We don't have to listen to this clown anymore. And it's, again, this is like the play school version of the game meant for 3-year-olds of ethics and morality. But Congress and the GOP and such, they hit rock bottom and they start digging. We actually found a bottom. That's amazing. We found a bottom. Is that a turning point in this country? I don't know. But the fact that we even could think that we have a bottom here is just a relief in some ways. And just somebody's being held accountable. Maybe that's the thing that I find most amazing, is that the GOP is finally finding one of their own accountable. Mind you, none of the GMP leadership voted to remove him. So there's that. What's Santos going to do next? He's planning. He's got his plans. He has ideas what he wants to do next. Now he's got his. Remember I said he was going to try and flip? He's got a new goal in life, a new cause to fight for. And there's the star again, 3 times now. He's going to be a star witness. His star may have fallen in Congress, but his star is, it's rising somewhere else. The Emperor. I think he is going to, he's going to act really rashly here. He's going to act really rashly with this Ace of Swords. He's not a thinker. This guy he's a conniver, and he plots, but he plots like individuals. On this thing, he's going to act really emotionally and really go after people. He's going to go after the Emperor. So there was that betrayal. He's going to go after people probably high up in the Republican Party, Democrats too, if he can find it, because I think he's going to be an equal opportunity snitch, as it were. He's going to go after some people. He's going to go after some important people. This could be, again, prosecutors or FBI or something along those lines. It could just be that he's going to be a star witness for them, or he's going to go after some people. We'll keep an eye on that one, to figure out what that Emperor is. Now, again, just the part I just threw out there. Interesting is that all the GOP leadership voted to keep him in, trying to show that solidarity. And they did not whip votes to have him removed. They made it a vote of conscience and ethics and morals, which, given the dentist snakes that is the Republican Party, I'm sure they thought the vote was going to go differently. And again, entertainment purposes only, Elise Stefanik's role in helping him with fundraising and vouching for him, is he going after the Republican leadership? Heck, even Mike Johnson personally said, I was very troubled about removing him. He didn't want to do it. But, I think, unfortunately, Santos was, political poison pill at this point. But Republican leadership, how are they feeling about this? I think Santos has dirt on them. I really do. I think they tried to show him that they valued him and tried to protect him to whatever degree they felt they could politically. But you've got these DOJ investigations. Is this Santos having dirt on them? Again, let's keep an eye on this one just to see where we're going. Are there secrets here? How is the DOJ feeling? Or not DOJ, how are the Republican leadership feeling? They liked him in there because practically, the Queen of Pentacles is about practicality. They need his vote. Basically, they didn't want to expel him because they need his vote. And his vote's very important because they have such a slim majority. Now, that being said, he also ripped off donors. And you don't bite the hand that feeds you. And that's about as big a hand as you're going to find in this deck. So you don't bite the hand that feeds you, especially the feeding is all the monies. And here's the money right here. Center underneath it is the unknown card. The stuff that we don't know that they do know. That's being investigated. And I think that right now the leadership feels like they have the ability to stem off investigations or stem off this by getting rid of him, that they will have a fighting chance at maintaining the House in 2024 and maybe trying to act like they were leaders, but they didn't actually do anything. But I think that's how they're trying to present. But I also think, translating this another way, is that they tried to show Santos was valuable to them, but Santos underneath has a lot to offer to somebody else, and they don't know how he's going to react. Is he going to go to the Department of Justice and flip and start naming names and speaking of deeds in order to get himself a better sentence? It could be either way. We will see. Time will tell. And that, my friends, is that for today. Thank you very much for watching this video and supporting my channel. Thank you for everything you do to feed the YouTube algorithm so my video makes it out to a wider range of viewers, to the new viewers to the channel. I hope you found this reading enlightening, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.